I also left the mall afterward, displeased with how he'd treated me. I got home to face the shock of my life. My bags were outside the house. I banged on the door, hoping they would come out. But for the next 5 minutes, no one responded to me. I decided to wait outside, hoping they weren't home and would hear me out when they returned. Unfortunately, it turned out they were home. When my dad came out an hour later, he warned me to leave before he lost his temper. "You didn't even say what I did." "Oh, you want to know? We are tired of having a thief as a son. Did you think we were so foolish and you were easily getting away with stealing from us?" I was confused. I'd never stolen from them. I didn't like thieves, so I never stole from anyone. Why was I suddenly being labeled as a thief? But I didn't steal anything. "You stupid liar. Your brother caught you. 3 times my money went missing. He caught you and told us. He was kind enough to beg for you, promising that you would change with style. And today, the one person that has been saving you, you tried to steal his girlfriend. Dad, I swear to you, I've never stolen from you." As for Tess, we'd gone to the mall to find a gift for Jack's birthday. Believe me. But he didn't. My mom had come out and was so angry to see me. They'd forced me to leave and warned me to never show my face to them. "We're fine with having one son. We would rather die than allow a thief to retain the title of being our son." Hello, my name's Jason, and I'm 26 years of age. I'm currently working on starting my own fashion house. I already own 2 restaurants that have made it to the top 20 best restaurants in my country. It had always been my dream to own a fashion brand, and the thought of it almost materializing makes me giddy all the time. 10 years ago, I never would have imagined myself achieving this much. In fact, I never thought I'd be alive to see my 17th birthday. Every time I remember all that I went through, I feel super grateful for the gift of life and motivation to work even harder. 10 years ago, I left my parents' home. Rather, I got kicked out of their home by my own family members. I was the second of 2 children, and we grew up in a household that was neither rich nor poor. We ate thrice a day, attended a pretty good school, and had good clothes. Above all, we had our parents' love and affection. I was satisfied with that. My elder brother, Jack, was a cool guy. I used to see him as the coolest person ever. He was handsome, always got good grades, had a mysterious aura around him, and had a special way of speaking. I tried to speak like him in his deep and smooth voice, but I only got a sore throat the next morning. I also studied harder to top the class like him, but the highest I could reach was 3rd. At a point, I tried to see if I could be mysterious like I thought he was. I would smirk like him, hold eye contact for long, and walk with my hands in my pocket. Unfortunately, it didn't end well. My friends thought I was crazy and stopped speaking to me. Everyone also avoided me with the same thoughts. I was sad because my brother had friends and even others begging to be his friend when he behaved exactly like that. I had to stop after I realized I couldn't be like him. My parents particularly favored him. It was obvious when they would ask him what he wanted while we were shopping, but only pick what they wanted for me. They would serve him at the dining and leave me to serve myself. I wasn't complaining. I'd concluded that it was because he was older than I was. One time, my parents had left home to attend an event. I got home before my brother and went to the fridge to get food. I'd seen 2 bowls, but one had more food than the other. I felt it was mine, but a small voice told me it could be for Jack since he usually got more food portions. I took the one with the smaller food and kept the other for my brother. When he returned home and checked the food, he returned it to the fridge and went up to his room without a word. I couldn't understand what was going on with him. Perhaps he just didn't want to eat. I left him to himself and went to the living room. I fell asleep there and was woken up, hours later, by a rough slap on my back. I woke up to see my parents in front of me, with Jack sitting on the couch behind them.
"Why did you eat your brother's food?"
What? I didn't eat his food. I went on to explain how I'd found the bowls and took the one with the lesser food. I fell to the floor as my dad sent a stinging slap to my right cheek.
"Jack wanted a little portion with 2 chicken drumsticks. You saw the drumsticks and got greedy, didn't you?"
What? No. Shut up, you liar. How can you boldly tell lies when it's obvious you took it for the drumsticks? Now apologize to your brother. I felt so bad when I apologized to Jack. I hadn't intentionally done it. In fact, I'd kept one of the drumsticks to give to him. but forgot about it before falling asleep. I felt so bad that my parents hadn't believed me. As for Jack, after I apologized, he simply stood up and left without a word. He didn't speak a word to me until 6 months later. As the test went by, I tried to never get on his nerves. After high school, he wrote his college entrance exam and got in without any issues. I felt so proud of him. I also graduated high school 2 years later at 16. We'll send you to college too, but we need you to wait until your brother is in his final year, and that's next year. Can you do that for us? I loved and cared about my family. If my parents wanted me to wait, I was going to wait. However, I didn't want to waste away at home, so I got a job at a restaurant where I worked as a server. The pay was decent, and I was able to pass time without being idle. I also planned to save up enough for the whole year to support my parents when it was time for me to go to college. 3 months later, Jack walked in on a Saturday with a young girl. She seemed around my age, or a little older. She was stunning, and when Jack introduced her as his girlfriend, I thought they were the perfect match. The girl, Tess, began visiting regularly. I got to know that she was a year older than me, but she loved speaking to me. Oftentimes, she would stop by my workplace and engage in little conversations with me. I couldn't deny that she was a fun person. She always had things to talk about. One day, she asked me to go with her to the mall to get Jack a gift for his birthday. I was more than willing to go. After work, we set off to the mall together. While looking around for things, we conversed and joked, laughing and simply enjoying the comfort. All of a sudden, Jack showed up and called out to us. As he stormed toward us, I knew danger lurked. But before I could try to avoid it, his fist came in contact with my face. I fell to the floor in pain. "If you think you can take Tess from me, you're kidding, you asshole." I was shocked, confused, and embarrassed. I looked at Tess, but her expression mirrored mine. "We came here to get you a birthday gift. I would never be attracted to your girlfriend. I see her like an elder sister, Jack." He didn't say anything. He simply grabbed her arm roughly and pulled her away. I also left the mall afterward, displeased with how he treated me. I got home to face the shock of my life. My bags were outside the house. I banged on the door, hoping they would come out. But for the next 5 minutes, no one responded to me. I decided to wait outside, hoping they weren't home and would hear me out when they returned. Unfortunately, it turned out they were home. When my dad came out an hour later, he warned me to leave before he lost his temper. "You didn't even say what I did." "Oh, you want to know? We are tired of having a thief as a son. Did you think we were so foolish and you were easily getting away with stealing from us?" I was confused. I'd never stolen from them. I didn't like thieves, so I never stole from anyone. Why was I suddenly being labeled as a thief? But I didn't steal anything. "You stupid liar. Your brother caught you. 3 times my money went missing. He caught you and told us. He was kind enough to beg for you, promising that you would change with style. And today, the one person that has been saving you, you tried to steal his girlfriend. Dad, I swear to you, I've never stolen from you." As for Tess, we'd gone to the mall to find a gift for Jack's birthday. Believe me. But he didn't. My mom had come out and was so angry to see me. They'd forced me to leave and warned me to never show my face to them. "We're fine with having one son. We would rather die than allow a thief to retain the title of being our son." Before I knew it, my dad called the cops, and I was arrested for stealing and locked up. I ended up spending 2 days in jail before I was released. When I was released, I never dared to go back home. For years, those words my parents said rang in my head. I went back to my job and begged the owner for a place to sleep. Luckily, he was kind enough to let me sleep in his restaurant until I got a small apartment with my savings. I worked even harder. I got part-time jobs that added to my income. They weren't all a lot, but they could help me. 3 months after I left home, all of my bosses fired me on the same day, with the same excuse of being scared to work with a thief. I found out that my brother had gone to tell all of them that I was a thief. I was devastated and left jobless. For weeks, I roamed without a job. It was the most trying period of my life. Every day, I wished a car would kill me, or I would die in my sleep. But none happened. Fortunately, I got another job after a while. With that, I was able to help myself through a cheap college. After university, I got a better job and moved to a different country. I'd not heard from my family, but I didn't care. They'd abandoned me, and I was going to forget about them. I didn't hope to ever see them. I was deeply hurt that they believed my brother's words. I was even more hurt and angry over how my brother tarnished my image with his useless lies. However, years later, when I was 24, I got a call from an unsaved number. I just opened my second restaurant then, and thought it was one of those companies seeking partnership. When I answered it, I was shocked to hear my dad's voice and my mom's voice in the background. "What do you want?" "Money. How could you abandon us here? We've heard how rich you've become after stealing money from us and all your previous bosses. Are you not going to give your family back the money you stole, you stupid boy?" I blamed myself for stupidly expecting an apology from him.
Give us money. You owe us for taking care of you and stealing from us.
I was hurt again. I asked my dad to put the phone on speaker, and he did. I never stole anything. Not from you or from anyone. I have no idea why Jack spread that rumor about me, but it had cost me so much. I didn't try to steal Tess either. You didn't believe me, and you're shamelessly asking for money now. I feel hurt and betrayed by you all because you're the only family I have. They seemed to believe me as silence hung in the air. Jack is in jail. He murdered Tess after suspecting her of cheating and was on the run. During that time, he needed money, so he and a few friends went to rob a bank. Unfortunately, he was shot in the leg and arrested by the cops. We also know you didn't steal. He confessed to us last week, but we couldn't just call you to ask for money.
We're starving, Jason. We urge you to forgive us. You see, we spent a lot on Jack with the hope that he would become rich, but we spoiled him in the process. I can't imagine he would commit such an act and even flee. Now he was caught robbing a bank, and he has destroyed the family name. We borrowed money to make sure he was comfortable, and now we are in debt. The loan sharks are after us. Remember, we're your parents and we took care of you. Consider it as paying us back for looking after you, son. We'll never call you for anything else if you can give us enough.
I was angry, irritated. I recalled the day I was chased out and the words my dad had said to me. I needed him to remember too, so I twisted the words a little. I owe you nothing for birthing and raising me. It's your responsibility as parents to raise the child you brought to life. And I'm fine with having no family. I've lived like that all these years. I would rather die than allow beggars and evil people to retain the titles of being my parents. This is the last time you'll be speaking to me. Deal with your lives yourself. Once I ended the call, I blocked their lines so they'd never be able to reach out to me. I knew they'd gotten it from my business pages online. They tried more with strange numbers. But after I blocked them all, they stopped. A few months later, I heard the loan sharks came to our house, beat up my dad, burned part of our house, and took all the money left in my parents' bank accounts. As of now, I hear my parents are sleeping in the partially burned house because they have no money to repair the damages. They now do odd jobs in the neighborhood to survive, and are a laughingstock in the community. It serves them right. As for me, I have been fine alone, and I'll continue to be until I start my own family. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe and leave a comment down below saying I subscribed, and we will try our best to reply to your comment.